I'm Lauren Perreault, Managing Principal Broker at 5 Realty. Now I have an engineering background, which means I don't just look at 1 week of data. Weekly numbers are noisy because one very expensive or very cheap home can skew them. Trends tell the truth. So every week I use 12-week rolling averages because they smooth volatility and let us see market shifts before they show up in headlines. If the market is truly changing, I want to see it early. This week, 30-year fixed conventional rates at OnPoint Federal Credit Union are 5.875% with 0.125% in points. APR 5.940%. That's effectively steady. Stability in rates matters right now because behavior changes when people believe the ground isn't moving under them. Now let's look at what's actually happening in Portland Metro and Clark County, Washington, based on the latest data from the week ending February 8, 2026. This week, 301 homes closed. Last year, this same week was 338. On the surface, that looks slightly softer, but weekly closings bounce around. The 12-week rolling average of homes sold is what matters. And that rolling average has been gradually turning upwards since late December. What that tells us is this: demand is not accelerating aggressively, but it has stabilized and is quietly improving. Now let's talk about the front edge of supply, because this is where February matters most. New active listings this week were 497. Same week last year was 448. That's an increase in fresh supply entering the market. On a 12-week rolling average basis, new listings are running roughly 7 to 8% above the same rolling window last year. That's important. So if new listings are the faucet, active listings are the bathtub. When the faucet runs faster than demand drains it, inventory rises. Active listings now sit at 5587. On a rolling basis, total inventory is running about 9% higher than the same time last year. That means new supply growth is outpacing absorption. Total pending deals are 2,712. New pendings this week were 588 compared to 550 last year. On a rolling basis, new pending activity is running roughly 3% above last year. That's a modest improvement year over year in weekly flow. So here's the math. New listings up about 7 to 8%, demand up about 3%. That imbalance is subtle but real. This is why median pricing on a rolling basis is down about 2 to 3% year over year. Weekly comparisons show sharper swings, but those are mixed sensitive. The rolling trend shows controlled price compression, not collapse. Average sale price this week was $594,971 versus $639,333 last year. Median was $534,000 versus $560,000. But again, that weekly gap exaggerates the trend. The rolling median tells a clearer story. Days on market reinforces this shift. Average DOM is 83 versus 74 last year. Median DOM is 56 versus 49. On a rolling basis, time to contract has been gradually extending since Q4. Price reductions are elevated at 478 this week, with 224 of those at $15,000 or more. Rolling reductions are running roughly 10 to 12% higher than the same period last year. Sellers are testing, then adjusting. And this connects directly back to new listings. When new supply rises faster than new demand, sellers lose leverage at the margin, not dramatically, but incrementally. Sale-to-list ratios are still strong for homes that price correctly, with the median sale-to-list ratio above 100%. That tells us demand exists. It is just selective and price-sensitive. Seasonally, inventory rises in February. That's normal. What's slightly different this year is that new listings are accelerating a bit faster relative to demand than they were at this time last year. That's the early signals. So if you're a buyer, this is constructive. More new listings means more choice. More choice means less urgency. And with days on market extending, negotiation improves, especially on homes sitting beyond 30 days. If you're a seller, pricing precision is critical. When new listings are rising, you're not just competing with what's active today, you're competing with what's coming next week. The first 14 days on market determine trajectory. If you're moving up, this is actually a healthier environment than 2025. You may sell for slightly less than peak pricing, but you gain negotiating leverage on the purchase side because supply depth is improving. If you're downsizing, timing matters. As more new listings come online through March and April, buyer competition spreads thinner. Now the summary: Right now, the data shows a balanced market drifting slightly toward buyer advantage because supply growth is modestly outpacing demand growth. That's not dramatic, it's not alarming, but it's measurable, and that's why we use rolling averages. A rolling average takes the last 12 weeks, averages them, then moves forward 1 week and averages again. It smooths out volatility and shows direction early. Rates holding under 6% are stabilizing demand. If rates drop meaningfully, demand could catch up to supply quickly. If rates rise, the supply-demand gap widens. For now, this is a calm, slightly softening spring ramp. If you're considering buying or selling in Washington, Multnomah, Clackamas, or Clark counties, market knowledge and strategy matters more than headlines. Reach out directly if you want to talk through your scenario. And if you value data-driven housing analysis without hype, subscribe so you see shifts before they become obvious. The full breakdown is on my blog at pdxhomesforsale.com as well, if you are a person who'd rather read than listen.